All right, what's up, guys? It's Mature Deity, and for today, we are going to be talking about day 12 login. So, for day number 12, your goals are going to be clear chapter 3. I will be showing the chapter 3 boss tomorrow. So, if any of you are working on chapter 3, continue clearing through it. In terms of the AP exchange within chapter 3, you can be trying to get this gear. You're going to have to do the nation info challenges and get up to a point where you can trade in for those. So it will give you a little story here of what you need to do. You'll need to complete these challenges to unlock trust levels, and then that will allow you to buy this gear. The most important gear to buy from this chapter is going to be the HP set. So having an extra HP set will allow you to build one more tank / Soul Weaver character. And then if you end up wanting to get to this destruction set, it's also another good set that you can put on a PvP, or I mean a PvE or Wyvern character. So this set, if it rolls well, could be used for PvP, but it's likely it'll just be another hunt character that you can do. So be sure to be pushing through that chapter. The team you are going to be using for this is going to look like this. This is going to be your normal story clearing team. I've shown it a bunch. So your normal story clearing team should be this. You can switch out Tyria for another option if you decided to build another option. But for those of you that are following strictly along the guides and not upgrading any extra characters, this is what you will be doing. So from here, just use this team. You can switch out the front tank for a different front tank, such as Crozet or Falconer Clary. If you're trying to do the max, use one character of each element to get the max challenges for it. So there will be a challenge on each different stage of use a grass character, a water character, or a fire character. We have 3 knights built currently. If you look at the last videos that are going to let you do that. So in terms of the builds for the characters, Falconer Clary is on the speed set, Crozet is on the free HP set, and Raz is on one of the free sets as well. So your Spectre Tenebria, this is going to be on one of the free hunt sets. That's why we focused and did all the hunt sets. Our Mercedes is still a work in progress. Our Spectre Tenebria is our main damage dealer for going through story, so you'll be using her. And then Destina still not having gear. We will be taking a lot of that gear that we just got from chapter, once we get it from chapter 3 and putting it on Destina. That's going to give us another healing option for PvP. And now Tamarin's going to be on the free HP set as well. And then your free spirit tier, you can find some kind of mixture of gear from what I've shown you. Those of you that have been doing crafting, a lot of you may have some gear that rolled pretty well, so you can be switching out and messing with some builds now if you watch the crafting guides. So your account's going to start looking more and more unique in comparison to mine. So each account will be a little different. I'll be mostly using free gear throughout this challenge, or throughout this, but if you're getting pieces that end up working pretty well and you're switching out your builds, then you're just going to be even stronger, which is better. So, but mostly I'll be using the free stuff just to show that it is possible. So next up, once you are clearing that, if you're to this day, you should be going back and making sure your Wyvern 13 team is functionable again. So by doing this, you're going to see that, say, my Sig right here, she is rebuilt, but she is not very, very good because she is missing 15 crit chance. You need to make sure to have the 85. So that is the only issue on my Wyvern team right now. My Terranor Guard is just about to a point where he has the effectiveness he needs, so I need to upgrade the ring a little bit. And my Mui is a little bit low on effectiveness, but overall his build is working for it as well. I could upgrade all the pieces a little bit more to make him more consistent. So my Wyvern team's just going to get better and better. But in terms of what you should be farming, if you are currently in the period where if you click right here, you still have the new player buffs, you will continue to farm unrecorded history until these new player buffs go away. If you're going to be farming a lot, you have the option to go in and buy the extra EXP booster. Buying this gives you an extra 50% EXP, meaning you're going to be getting 50% extra stigma, essentially, which is a ton. So make sure you are doing this. You make sure that this is bought if you are going to be farming. So if you have 3 days left or 2 days left, make sure to, this is always the best value to buy the 3-day one. If you only have 1 day left, but you're going to be farming it heavy all day, this is still good value to buy the one, but that is only if you're going to be farming unrecorded history a lot. If you know you're going to slack, I would not bother buying it. So that is what you should be farming. If you are done with that, though, you should be putting the gear back on your Wyvern team, getting it set up the best you can. Yes, you're going to keep failing runs. As you see, I failed 2 but cleared 2. Here I've actually cleared 3. This is 1, 2, 3 different rewards. So the win rate isn't the greatest, but you need to be farming. It's not worth it to farm Wyvern 11 because you're going to be getting tier 70 drops and things like that. So you want to be farming Wyvern 13. Just get your team to a point where it at least beats it 50% of the time. So right now, having it running at all times and beating it 50 half the time it challenges it, it's still better because you're getting the most out of your stamina you're spending. So, and that win rate will just keep going up as you keep adjusting and making your team better. So if you watch the Wyvern video, you know a little bit about what you need to be doing to make your Wyvern team perfect. So just continue to follow that. If you have any questions, ask them in Discord, ask them on here, whatever you need to do. But the reason we're going to be switching over to farming hunts at this point is we need to finish Hazel's specialty change. So you need to clear 150 hunts in order to do so. So once you do that, then you can do the trial battle unlocker. So by tomorrow, I'm going to go in and boost her up because we are going to need her for the final boss of Chapter 4. Chapter 3, two things to go real quick. I'll be showing the final boss fight for Chapter 3 tomorrow and showing you how to beat it. But in terms of the other challenging battles for Chapter 3, the only really challenging battle that you'll have issues with, if you are struggling to beat a stage, then you're going to need to manual it and soul burn your Spectre Tenebria. And also, you should be having the Guardian Archie. The Guardian Archie will do wonders for you. But whenever you get to a stage that is Mort stages are annoying. So with Mort stages, you are going to be wanting to switch off your back damage dealer for a secondary tank. So your team should look something like this. If you were to be fighting Mort at that time, you just pick two characters that are going to be bulking. Crozet is a great option for this because if your Spectre Tenebria is your squishiest unit, he'll be putting defense buff and a big barrier on her. And then your Raz will also be able to help keep her alive with defense buff, and then your healer. So you have the option of doing this for the Mort fights and then manual them. You'll be needing to strip Mort. The stripping characters are going to be Araz S1 as well as your Tamarin S idle form. Once you idle form, transform, it is worth it to sometimes soul burn Tamarin, skill 1 to strip him and heal your characters. But otherwise, just try to take your stripping opportunities if he gets into too high of enrage mode. You can see it as you're going. So Mort is very beatable with this. You only need one damage dealer, and if you could stock up souls, then you can use your Guardian in certain situations to get more damage onto him. So this team will be able to beat it very, very easily. You also have the option to use Falcon or Clary, but my Crozet has higher leveled gear right now, so he makes it way easier, even though there's an elemental disadvantage. So this is the team for clearing the Mort stages, but otherwise, for all the other bosses, you can pretty much get away with this right here. In terms of the final boss stage, I'll give you the team and show beating it tomorrow. So I might end up showing one Mort fight tomorrow if you're struggling with Mort still, and that way you have a visual representation of me beating it and can copy what I do, and then I will be beating the final boss as well. So tomorrow, if you're struggling on Chapter 3, we'll get you through it. So next up, you should be trying to clear Abyss starting tomorrow. If you guys are on Abyss, I am currently on Abyss 75. I am going to be clearing up to 5 stages today, and we will be to Abyss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be to Abyss 80 tomorrow. I will be making guides for every boss fight from Abyss 80 forward. If any of these stages were challenging for me today, I will put them in the guide tomorrow as to what team I used to beat them. And then we will be doing a quick version of a guide as to what you can use to beat all of the floors up to 100 starting tomorrow. I'll cover either 3 to 5 floors a day. I have not decided yet. Most likely 3 because this starts taking a good amount of time. But 3 floors a day until we get to Abyss 100. Once we get to Abyss 100, I'm not going to have you push Abyss anymore for a long time. I might come back with guides in a few weeks on this, but we're going to get to Abyss 100, and then I'm going to start talking about challenge floors from there. So now that that is all talked about, the next things you should be doing, we're still waiting on Automaton Tower until we get to floor 80 at least. And once we get to floor 80, we'll try to beat level 3. If you've already done it, you're fine. You'll just do level 3 to 4 next rotation. And then the last thing you should be focusing on right now, this is a very quick and simple episode of the series, but the next thing you should be working on is going to be your, if I can click properly, battle. Here we go. You should be working on your Labyrinth. So you should be clearing through Nixie's Sanctum. I have slacked. I had a couple days I did not do lab. Hopefully you guys are already starting to plow through Nixie's Sanctum. I showed the morale guide. If you need to see that, it is a couple days ago. You can see the lab team morale calculator. You can go find the best team you can make for clearing this. It's very easy, so as long as your characters are leveled up and geared, whatever characters you bring into it, you'll beat it no problem. You don't have to bring the highest morale team, but the higher morale team you bring, you'll be able to beat it. So if you're looking for that video, just look at the title of it is Lab Morale Guide. So you can find that, type in your characters again. I'll show you how to use it in that guide, and then just be clearing this as much as you can. Our goal is to be getting all the way cleared up to Malekith's Consciousness and fully beating it. Now, you also have the option to spend some of your currency going into Royal Capital. This is very easy for you to beat if you've been following the guide and have the characters that I have. You don't have to worry about morale as much in this. Just bring teams in with the best gear that you can. So bring Spectre Tenebria, and she will pretty much destroy every single boss except for the bottom right boss. So I will show a little bit of this later. I'm not going to put it as a focus now, but you can be messing with this if you would like. Next things you should be focusing on is going to be these challenges here. You should be able to pretty much clear them at this point. You need to recruit Furious. This is where I'm at right now. So that is going to be done over at the side. I need to finish his challenges. So we come into here. We go down to Fury or up to Furious. We need to finish the rest of this and we are good to go. So get 400 of those, give 200 of those. Now we just have to go and beat the gnolls. So if anytime you're doing a challenge and you do not know where to beat these enemies, you can click go. And by clicking go, it takes you exactly where you need to go. So it's going to take me to this stage, but you can click it. It's a lab stage, which is annoying. The reason it's taking me here is because I maybe need to clear over to these stages. So I would clear this and then beat these couple stages and then go back and click go again to see if it takes me to one of these instead. But this is an option that you can do. So if you have not cleared fully and it can't take you to the stage, it'll take you to a stage you need to beat to get to that stage. So that is how we'll do Furious. And then going on from there, it's going to have another list of quite a few things that you'll be able to just claim right away. If you're following the guide, you've already completed them. And then the next challenge that's going to give clear expedition 10 times. That's going to be one thing to talk about in a second. We'll be able to clear that no problem. And then we're going to be doing an Asomanic team either tomorrow or the next day just to get you to where you've cleared Asomanic up to level 13 just for the first time clear rewards, and we'll make sure that we clear this portion and do the crafting for him. Once you do that, you'll have to reforge a few pieces of equipment and then you'll get another Moonlight summon and you'll get a 5-star character summon. So you get some very good rewards out of this. We'll clean this up within the next 2 days and we'll be good to go. So if you are to the point where you're not farming on recorded history and you're like me and farming Wyvern in the background, the reason I'm farming Wyvern on day 12 is because this account was started a few days early, so I lost my new player buffs earlier than most of you guys will that started playing the moment you created your account. I created my account and didn't start farming until 3 days in. So my buffs are going to be gone early. But as you are farming, you're going to have your expedition teams. I've gone over expedition teams one time, but you're going to be getting a bunch of these. You want to be just doing level 1s for now, and these are going to be the teams that I have set up for it. So with level 1s, you can pretty much just bring whatever you want for now. I will be showing my level 2 and 3 teams, mostly just level 3 teams going forward. I should be able to finish building most of those within a few days. The only one that I can't really do for level 3 is going to be light and dark, but these are going to be the teams that I would suggest for dark. This should be able to beat level 3s if you manual it the first time. Light is really hard. It's the hardest one, so this is just going to work for level 1s. I'm just going to only be doing level 1s for a little bit until I can manage a level 2 team. This team can beat level 3 grasses already. This team is very, very simple and easy to use that all of you should have. Water is going, these are all teams that all of you should have. You can make adjustments. This is going to be the one for water. And then the fire team is this, but you will change Sigrid out for Shu once you get Shu. Shu is going to be the character we take from Selective Summon number 2 when we beat the boss tomorrow for Chapter 310. So you can switch Shu out for Sigrid. One other change you can do if you are kind of pushing story slow is you can put Commander Lorena in for Sigrid, and you will be able to beat level 2s and possibly 3s already. So Commander Lorena is a very, very good character to switch out. She is basically made for this hunt. You never have to put Shu in, but this is Lorena. You can do her specialty change, or you can just slap her down and you're good to go. So that is going to be expedition. You need to be clearing those, and by clearing expeditions, you're going to be getting the rewards from here. These rewards are fantastic. You get some conversion boxes, which are going to put a lot of progress in your account. You get reforged materials. You get changed substat stones. These are what I talk about when crafting gear and changing a substat. These let you pick a stone of any kind to get. And all of this is very good to get. So make sure you're full clearing this every month. So as you're farming, make sure you go in here and finish them. And then if you look on open recruitment, once you beat a certain level of each one, you can go and enter other people's if you would like, but it just depends on the day of the month. This resets on the 1st of every month. So you need to make sure to clear out and get as many points as possible during the month. You will get 60 points for every one you complete. If you were to complete one by yourself and not make it open to other people, you get 80 points for it instead. So if you were to keep it to private recruitment and only invite your friends and guild members, and you beat it within your friend and guild member, you get 20 extra points per. It makes it to where you only have to beat quite a few less. But it is a little bit annoying to rely on your friends and guildmates to beat this, so I'm not sure how much I would push that for right now. I would just go and immediately set it to open recruitment and go from there. But if you want to try to see if your friends can complete them for you, at first, you can, but open recruitment just makes it way, way easier. Now, once we have talked about all of that, I made a video. If you go to my last video on the channel, you can see me talk about Rem and Amelia and Guilty Gear and all of this to decide if you want to pull on these things as new players. Selective Summon 2, this is where we're going to be getting Shu, but if you see, you have to beat Chapter 3, 1010, which we'll be completing tomorrow. And that's about all I have for this video. So I'm not going to be doing any summons right now. We do have about 400 bookmarks, but I let you guys know what my take is on summoning both of these. This is a way better value than Guilty Gear. So feel free to go check that out to see if you want to do that. If you have any questions or anything for me, comment them down below. I will answer them, and tomorrow's guide will cover a lot more. But today is just the next few days is just clearing story and doing a little bit of other stuff. I'm just going to be giving you checkpoints as to where your account should be. And then from there, there's no real main challenges to be doing. The only other things you can be working on is going in here and doing your Mologora challenges. So make sure you're coming in here. You can complete all these, but there is no more challenges after this. Once you complete your Hunt Expert challenges for Banshee, if you've gone in the same order as me, you're done with this. And the rewards for this, all I have left are the Mologora. So we're basically done with this. And then Mologora challenge, these rewards are great, don't get me wrong, but we have no other challenges after this. So once we complete these, we're good to go, and we don't have to worry about we're running out of challenges to do, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's going to be a little bit different from the guide going forward. It's going to be how to clear story, certain bosses. It's going to be how to clear abyss floors. And this is going to be kind of our checkpoint, is what floor you want on abyss, how far are you in story, and then what kind of characters you could be focusing on. And that is the guide's going to be shifting a little bit, because a lot of it is going to be different for everyone, depending on how your gear ends up going, what you should be focusing on, trying to gear first. If you want to start, now that your Wyvern farming is going well and you've got a few new characters geared, should I start moving over to Banshee? It's going to be a lot of things like that, but I'll give you the best guidance and try to keep giving you different milestones to try to hit for now. But we don't have the same progression of beat this certain thing, then go beat this certain thing. Now it's kind of make sure you do this or that, and then you're free to do whatever you want from there. But that is going to be it for day 12. We are starting to get our accounts in a great spot. I'm going a little bit slower than my 30-day account to masters challenge, obviously, but I think this is a much more manageable pace for the average player of the game. And if you're on day 20 watching this and your tube, this is basically part 12. So if you're on day 20 and on part 12, you're perfectly fine. You're going to be good to go. But if you're on day 12 and you've already beat all of story except for the final boss, I'll catch up to you soon. I'll give you the team to beat Zeo for the final boss. So final boss of 4-10-10. But that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. Again, comments down below. Join the Discord. We have Ancient Inheritance coming soon, so make sure you're in a guild for that. Ancient Inheritance is amazing. So we got a couple other new things coming, which we'll talk about as they pop up, but I will be making guides for Ancient Inheritance for those of you new players needing teams to beat it, and show you like the best route we can take. But until then, I'm not, until it starts, I can't really show anything. So big thing is make sure you're in a guild. This is huge to do. Ancient Inheritance is this down here. It starts in 3 days and 8 hours, so about 4 days. Make sure you are in a guild. The Discord, we are going to be setting up a lot more guilds over the next few days. We're doing a ton of work in Discord. So hop in there, but I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.